It's the end of the Jewish religious holiday of Hanukkah, and here in the southern Israeli city of Ashkelon, Beverly and her family lit the last of 8 Hanukkah candles last night. But this festival sees more tension than usual away from the peace of their family home.
It's a frightening time. You don't know when the siren's going to go off, where you're going to be when the siren's going to go off, how are the children going to react, am I going to be at home, and I'm not going to be at home when there's a siren.
The same evening, Beverly and her family were marking the end of the Festival of Light. The night sky above Gaza was lit up as Israeli warplanes bombed the Interior Ministry and the university. Other centres of Hamas strength, including security compounds, government offices and tunnels into Egypt, have been hit since Israel started its massive bombing campaign on Saturday morning. At first light today, strong winds blew black smoke from the bomb sites across Gaza City's deserted streets. And at sunrise, Israeli tanks and jeeps patrol the border as the air offensive enters its third day, showing no sign of any let-up. Israel launched its campaign in response to almost daily rocket attacks. They intensified after the Islamist Hamas group ended a 6-month ceasefire a week ago. Leaders in Tel Aviv are now sending more military vehicles towards the border, calling up army reservists and threatening to launch a ground assault. But officials in Gaza say over 300 Palestinians have been killed in the onslaught since it began. Television pictures show hospitals there struggling to cope with the number of admissions and unreliable power supplies. Yesterday saw angry protests against the airstrikes outside the Israeli embassy in London, as well as in other cities around the world. They were calling for an immediate ceasefire and have been joined by Ban Ki-moon, the Pope, Condoleezza Rice and David Miliband in doing so. But Israel said that the military action will carry on until those living in its border regions no longer live in fear of rocket attacks. So far, though, that aim isn't being realised. This morning, a retaliatory Palestinian rocket has hit Ashkelon, the same city where Beverly and her children were lighting Hanukkah candles yesterday evening. One person's been killed and at least 17 more injured. No end then, at the moment, to this cycle of violence.